topics. Papa J, Z Money Book, the NSFW show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling. Papa J in the building, better buckle up. For my fans, I'ma drink out the Stanley Cup. Like I said, now Bell better buckle up. And I got my people with me, what the fuck is up? Both back in the building with a new sound. Coming in loud, breaking through the crowd. NSFW, best show round. And I'm a big boy, so I know I make my family proud. Z Money in the building, yeah, I'm going up. First episode, fans showing love. NSFW, nerd stuff, and I'm on a higher level, never coming down. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. We on a new level, on a new level. The NSFW show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling. The NSFW show, nerd stuff and freaking wrestling.
Yes, it is that time of the week. Back again by myself, here with the internet's most family-friendly NSFW podcast, Nerd Stuff and Freaking Wrestling. It is me, on my own, Brock Lesnar, wearing my comfort shirt. You are cursed. We are cursed. We are here by myself. Sorry. Let me just do a quick audio check. Friendly NSFW podcast. Freaking Wrestling. It is me, own Brock Lesnar, wearing my comfort shirt. All right. My phone is currently indisposed of. I did the audio check right there. You can see it's a little dark. I was like, you'd be asking Bulk, why is it a little dark? Well, because Bulk fell asleep. Bulk went grocery shopping. Found a new snack for the Big Lip Radio snack time Wednesdays. That usually takes place around 6:37 p.m. Watch us eat some snacks. Found a new snack, and just the extra beating out in the nice warm sun made Bulk tired. But what Bulk isn't tired of telling you is to like, subscribe, click down on the links below, and join the Discord. Oh yeah, join that Discord. Oh yeah, join that Discord. I'm always in there. Papa J, he's usually in there, but he's stuck playing that Pragmata. He loves that Pragmata right now. He's almost done with it. Z's in there. Bob's occasionally in there. But, you can also go to BigLipRadio.com. You can donate if you want. You see all of Big Lip Radio products. Remember, NSFW is an offshoot of Big Lip Radio. You can subscribe to Lip Service, $5 a month. You can get NSFW's catalog, where you can see last week's episode that got cut off because of the internet. You can also get some NSFW merch. Some slides, a polo, little glass cup, a hat, a shirt. I don't even have a hat for my own show. This is my show. But, I don't want that hat. I want to get this. Let me see if I have it right here. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull it up right. Oh, yep. Boom. I want a hat with this logo on it. This NSFW show logo made by my friends over at Stardust Loot. This, got that black and white Nintendo. Got that swoozy. I don't know how we all knew how to do that in the year 2000. We barely had the internet, and we all knew how to make this S. Got them nerdy glasses, got that Harry Potter circle frames, got that chunky Superman shield, and we're about that freaking wrestling as well. So we got that non-copyright restricted reverse WWE logo. But, it's not all about us. We have our wrestling, and we love our wrestling, and we love our friends down at the Arizona Wrestling Federation, awflive.com, where you can get yourself tickets to the next AWF High Voltage, right there, boom, 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 June 13th, central located. It's super, super easy to find. Bam. Let's click on that. Buy tickets. Are tickets still available? Yep. And they're $20 a piece. 7 to 9:30. $20. That's 2.5 hours of quality entertainment. Right there, Thomas Road. It's not on the bad 27th Avenue in Indian School. It's on 27th Avenue in Thomas. So much better. catch high voltage, but not just that. Next month, coming up soon, All American Grand Slam. Right there, you get your tickets to that as well. Ooh, there's a high voltage probably missing right here. I think there might be some stuff missing in the middle. Or, they're giving some people some time for vacation, AWF athletes are people too, and they want to have fun and enjoy their summer break before they come back and break each other. Like some of our friends, the Man in Black and Papa J's friend, Rudy Rogers. But, speaking of host friends, Z Money's got a friend, and he wants you to be the club. Go to BeTheClubLifestyle.com. Get yourself a hat, some golfing polos, accessories. They got stuff for women too. Man, that is a clean hat. I've seen the hat on Z Money. I got the Be the Club shirts. They sent me 4X. Bulk is a 5X. But the 4X fit just perfectly. It fit well. I wash it and it still fits well. So this is, just reminding you, Be the Club lifestyle. Be the club. Get yourself a club. Go do some golfing. Well, now that that's out of the way, all that fancy spanchy intro bullshit. Let's go ahead and talk about what we really want to talk about. And we'll save that. We're going to talk about The Mandalorian, but we'll save that for the second half of the show. Remember, when Bulk does a show by himself, it is not a super long show. Bulk can only talk your ear off so much before he starts saying the same things over and over again. So we'll save the Mandalorian spoilers for the second half, so that way if you want to dip, you can dip chocolate chip. All right? But as the first half of this show kind of hints at, the Atari, Steam Deck, what era, what generation, what year span was it the most effective, cost effective to start playing video games? Going back, I know Papa J is a really big fan of the Atari 2600. You got, Nintendo, the Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Dreamcast. I know those over there at the Doghouse and the Big Lip Radio, they're really, really big fans of the Dreamcast. They love that console. Their all-time favorite game is Phantasy Star Online. Z-Money cannot stop talking about it, and he is trying to get me to figure out how to set my computer up so I can play Phantasy Star Online with him, and he could drag me around in that game. And I'm all right. I don't need that. Yeah, I'm okay. I played Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube, and I'm all right. I don't need to go back. I'm not very good at it. But, the Xbox, GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Switch now, Steam Decks, a ROG Ally. I got a Switch and a ROG Ally over here in the corner. But how much did they cost? How much did you have to invest to start gaming? And that is the big question. That is the question. I got some numbers. I went and I pulled some numbers. I was on the internet doing research, looking at things, realizing I've stopped doing my research and was looking at wrong things, and I got back to doing my research, getting in there, doing all bulk, losing my neck. But we'll go back in time. 1977, Atari 2600. According to the internet, that's what it tells me, Papa J. You can correct me, yell at me if I'm wrong. 1977. Atari 2600 comes out. And is released for a whopping $200. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, $200? I spend that in my grocery trip. Well, yes, you're right. But $200 in 1977 is not the same as $200 in 2025. $200 from 1977, if with inflation, today would come out to $920. To get an Atari 2600 would cost you the equivalent of what would now be a Steam Deck today. Steam just released that the Steam Deck is jumping up to about $1,000. Let's Let's see what classics you would have been able to get on that Atari 2600. You know, there are nearly 500 games. So, Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Asteroids, Missile Command. I know Papa J loves all these games. But it would have cost you about $1,000 just on your initial investment. That's a lot. I ain't got $1,000. Both don't even got $20. I buy groceries. I had to feed the children. Feed my children, not your children. You can feed your own children. But you know, you go a little bit more in time. You go to 1991, which is a great year. Some would say it's the best year. It started off high note, second weekend. Brock Lesnar, born in 1991. I'm 35. Best year. I'm gonna say it, hands down. Changed the world. Brock is here. 1991. Come to the future. 2025. He's here. NSFW. But you could have gotten a Super Nintendo Entertainment System for how much? $200. Now that we jumped ahead 14 years. Papa J, probably young adult. Big Lip Radio's in here. Yeah, Bulk. Yeah, Bulk is the best. Big Lip Radio, massive numbers since Bulk. Come on. Everybody loves Bulk. You have a minority hire. But SNES cost you $200 in 1991. Adjusted today for inflation to get an SNES to jump in, $490. $500. $500. Sorry, Bubble Boy, if you get that reference. $500. $500. Thank you. I believe that's Z because Papa J is not that kind. But you get $500 gets you into a Super Nintendo, and I had Super Nintendo growing up, and you know you had your Super Mario World, Lion King, nobody beat, but you had a lot of games, Donkey Kong Country, but $500 SNES, great catalog, and that would get you equivalent to, you know. You might be able to get an Xbox Series S. That I think that would be equivalent to what it is today. Close to. But we go a little bit further. We go to the year 2000, new millennia. Everything's changing. Oh, yeah. We got 3D. Everything's in 3D and everything's licensed. And we have the PS2. One of the highest grossing consoles of all time. They stopped making PS2s, I believe, in 2020. It came out in 2000, and they stopped making them like 5 years ago. Released cost was about $300, and that would cost you about $500 today. Still, not bad. Go from the Super Nintendo to the PS2, and it's the same cost. Great. Home consoles are at a all-time high. PS4. That's last generation. Released at $400. It'll cost you about $550 today. Still, that is awesome, acceptable cost. Now, we get to the ridiculous. Now we're getting back into the ridiculous. Let's get back into this. The ridiculous. A PS5. If you wanted one today. Brett, just go to the store, get the best PS5 you can get. Disk drive, 2 terabyte hard drive. Is going to run you $900. Well, what was $900? What else could you get for about $900? An Atari 2600. And, you know, what's raising the cost of the PS5? You know, AI? The Strait of Hormuz? Who knows? Whatever it is, it's the turn of the frickin' frogs gay. But even right now, Nintendo possibly talking about another price increase for the Switch 2. Possibly. Who knows? I've seen the rumors going around the interwebs. But Steam came out and was just like, yeah, that Steam Deck, make it more expensive. Make it not as easy to get. You know, from what I've seen, the cost of RAM is supposed to be coming down because I believe it's Facebook dropped out of their AI thing. Oracle, I believe it was Oracle AI stopped its project. Sorry, folks got a little tickle in his throat. I got a little tickle in my throat. Bulk stays hydrated. Gotta hydrate before you dehydrate, especially in a desert like Arizona. But what has usually stayed consistent is the cost of a video game. It's been at anywhere, for the most part, between $40 to $70, and that's what we've always paid. And we were told, as we entered the digital era, that the cost of a digital game would be cheaper than a physical copy, because they aren't making a physical copy for me to hold. We are storing it on Microsoft's database over here in Microsoft land, and you can buy this game and you don't have to worry about the clutter of disc jackets and everything like that. Disc jackets are kind of what the disc go into. It's like it's a case. You don't have to worry about disc jackets. You don't have to worry about a disc. You don't have to worry about getting up and switching your game out, because we're selling it to you for cheaper. Survey says
that is a lie.
We did not get it for cheaper. If you wanted that deluxe edition of Call of Duty Black Ops 17,000 and 3/4, it's still going to cost you the same as if you were to go buy the physical copy. Very few games have come out and said, yes, because you are buying our digital copy, we will give you $15 off, 20%. We'll sell it to you cheaper because we don't have to make the product. And Nintendo's doing this in the most creative of ways, because they tell you, we're going to release, we'll have physical, but you got to find the store that we're going to sell the physical at and reserve it, because we're not going to make more than we need. We might make about 10 more than we need, but, then you're just going to have fun finding it. Papa J has been searching for some games. I don't even know if he found the games he was looking for. Sorry, let me see. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bo got a text message, and I am waiting for something. Oh gosh. There we go. Oh, fudge. Okay. Sorry. Me. Sorry, the executive producers are trying to reach me. Not Bulkin, not Z Money or Papa J. My executive producers, the ones that tell me how I can live my life. They're gonna go get some Asian food. Lucky bastards. I want some fried rice, but I'm broke. They're going with they're gonna go have fun with grandma. So Bulk is here. I'm here with you guys, but it's so expensive now to get new people into gaming, because that initial investment is. I want to have the best. I want my stuff to look the best, especially if I'm a new gamer. I want to be able to play everything, but but where do I gotta go? Papa J and Z were having. They always have such interesting conversations when they get on this topic. That Z wants an all-in-one. Give me one creator, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, Valve, and put everything on one platform. Let me I'll pay you however much I need to for that console, and I'll pay whatever subscription you want me to pay, so that way I have everything. New God of War comes out, I got it. New Halo comes out, I got it. New Metroid comes out, I got it. All on one. Papa J hates the idea. Papa J, he's like, if it's third party, if it's a Call of Duty, if it's Battlefield, Marathon, Destiny, let that be on everything. But our games are going to suck until these creators realize, these console creators realize, hey, this needs to just live here. I need more people over here, so come over here. You know, Microsoft's over here collecting game studios like the fucking Infinity Stones. They have a couple of the biggest game studios working with them and for them. EA has a nice contract with them. Well, shit, they actually own EA. They, because fuck yeah, I think they own EA Studios. They own Blizzard. They own Activision. Own Rare. Sony owns Bungie. Blizzard. They Microsoft's over here just collecting them like the Infinity Stones. It's like, fine, I'll do it myself. And they got a good contract with Ubisoft. Ubisoft, I am waiting to I have some free time because I'm gonna this is how these game subscriptions work. Because you can subscribe to EA on its own. You subscribe to Ubisoft, Microsoft Game Pass. And, you know, some people do. I know the price of Game Pass just dropped a little bit. I had to cancel because I couldn't, right now Bulk is doing a financial audit on himself. And he's trying to, stuff in the work at the Nest shook up. And Bulk's got to reevaluate his budget and how he lives his life. But I'm going to resubscribe because one of my all-time favorite games has re-released, and that is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag Resynced. And they have updated the ship combat and made more fluid. I am not going to go on to Caleb Hammer, but I wouldn't make it anyways. Mr. Caleb Hammer, if you see this, I won't make it on there. I'm not that freaking crazy. Not like some of your guests. I'm pretty vanilla. What do you spend all your money on? Snacks. Why are you eating so much snacks? Not for me. It's for another podcast. But I mean, technically, they make their way to me. But it cost. It cost quite a bit to get into gaming. And very much so. I believe gaming is now and will be a family affair, to where. Especially for somebody like Papa J. Papa J is doing it, I believe, in the best way possible. That physical media is making its return. The younger Gen Z and older Gen Alpha are starting to get into physical media because they realize they won't own anything. We don't own anything. And because you read those terms and conditions, and it's just like, you can take it away from me whenever you want. If I don't log in, when I purchase the game, if I don't log in within 3 weeks, you'll reject my purchase. And I didn't even see if those come with refunds if they reject your purchase because you didn't log in within 3 weeks. And to my understanding is, like, you purchase it gets added to your account, you log in once, and they're like, okay, cool, awesome, it's an active account, not just You logged in, you downloaded it, and then you logged out, and then 3 weeks later, they're just like, haha, bye. Because last time I turned on my PS5 was probably about a year ago. And that was to watch TV. I bought a PS5 for one video game. One game. And they canceled it. I bought a PS5 for a remaster a reimagining of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is one of my all-time favorite games. I can play that game. I could I can't speed run. I'm not one of those crazy people, but I could probably beat the game in a weekend. Get addicted to it. I'm playing number 2 again, and because number 1 keeps crashing on my computer for some reason. But I'm playing number 2 again, and I'm doing an only blaster rifle run. I'm trying to not use force powers. I'm just a dude who's got a gun. I'm just a dude expressing my Second Amendment right against all these aliens. No, not those aliens, the real aliens. But game is expensive. I believe it takes in my situation, it takes a dad to show a son, to show a daughter what games are, to get them playing. Z Money's doing a great, if you go to Big Lip Radio, you'll catch it every once in a while. Z Money, he goes live with his girls. And it's adorable. It's adorable. The little girls are playing games. Z Money's being a good dad. Total change. Not complete Cyberzack. But, and Papa J, he helps turn Z Money's life around with video games. I'd like to believe that's what I like to infer. I used to be an avid gamer, and I had something come into my life that made me stop gaming as much as I used to. Big Lip Radio Plays is what it's called. And just random. You got to catch. You got to subscribe and put on the bell. And also, you can catch the Big Lip Radio 24/7. It's 24/7. It's live when we remember to put it live, and it's just got all kinds of old episodes of Big Lip Radio. There's, I think there's about like 4 or 5 episodes that repeat a day. It's a fun watch, great background noise. You get to see Papa J when he had hair. So, but yeah. Moving on. Now, this is the part I'm giving forewarning that, this is the spoiler portion where we're going to talk about The Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know if you caught it. I'm going to play it in the background. I got a new intro waiting song, and it's fucking sick. Yeah. So, this is the time of The Mandalorian and Grogurt. Baby Grogurt. So, Mandalorian and Grogu. Hot new movie from Disney, Lucasfilms. Pedro Pascal is the Mandalorian. This is the way. And this takes place in between Episode 6 and Episode 7. Now, the big thing is that this movie has no stakes. There is anybody who's watched the sequel trilogy knows in Episode 7 the New Republic is almost completely destroyed. They're all brought to their home planets, and then the Death Planet, Death Star, obliterates them. So New Republic's gone. There's no stakes. There's no this is gonna turn everything around type thing. It's all action. It's all family. It's all fun. But dude, this song is great. So this Synth Wolf 64. But the movie follows the titular character, the Mandalorian, as he is hunting down bounties for the New Republic. He's choosing not to work with the crime lords anymore. He wants to go on the straight and narrow to give Grogu a good life. But, he's raising a little Grogulorian and needs to teach him the way. Eventually, Grogu will hopefully get his own little helmet and be completely adorable with his ears sticking out of it. That'd be fucking ridiculous. But, we get to see some returning faces that haven't been on screen in years. And that face is Rada the Hutt, Rada the Hutt is not just a character made for the Mandalorian and Grogu. No, Rada the Hutt was introduced in about 2007, 2008 in the animated. Good switch over to Z Money. In the animated Clone Wars movie before the Clone Wars series came out, where we got introduced to one snippy Ahsoka Tano. And Rada the Hutt was introduced as a little baby Hutt named Stinky. And he was kidnapped and poisoned, and they had to get Rada the Hutt healed and back to Jabba before Jabba started a war with the Republic. Closing off Outer Rim lines. Closing off the Outer Rim lines to the Republic. But now Rada the Hutt is here. Prime example of what a Hutt can be. You look at Bulk, and I'm what a Hutt looks like on a normal basis. And then you look at Rada the Hutt, and you might as well be looking at Halfthorn Bronson, the Mountain for other people. Eddie Hall, maybe. That might be a more familiar name. He is jacked. He is ripped. The Hutts are a almost muscle race. Like they're only fat and lazy because they can be. Bulky the Hutt. They call me Pizza the Hutt. Piss off Papa J with that one. But he is in the gladiator pit. Bulk got a long way to go to be a Hutt. But he's now in a gladiator pit. The Jabba's cousins, the twins, want Mando to rescue him. And Rada's just like, nah, I got one more match and I've earned my freedom. I don't need to be rescued because I'm about to do it on my own. And people are they're gonna put their fingers up and they're gonna acknowledge him. Sorry, I gotta throw a little wrestling in there. They're gonna acknowledge Rada. Not Jabba, not the legacy of Jabba the Hutt, but Rada the Hutt. And things go bad. Things go sideways. He's not in a regular fight. He's in a death match. And bad guys want to kill the Mando too. Throw him in there. Yeah, let them fight together. You fucking idiots! You should have had them kill each other. You put two good guys together, they're gonna win. Everybody knows that. But there was little cameo characters in this gladiatorial fight who did things we've seen them do before. This gladiator pit, monsters are released, going after Mando and Rada, and they're staving them off, even if it's just barely. And we see two familiar faces in this monster pit, and you're like, "Hey, where have I seen these monsters before? They're super familiar." Oh shit! This is the monsters from the Holochess. And they're popping off the same moves as Holochess. Man, look at Dave Filoni giving us more callbacks. Sort of like, somebody who knows Star Wars is making Star Wars. So, they got a little electric lizard dog thingy. It gets thrown into the electrical fence, shorts it out. The crowd starts dying. Everybody's getting killed by these monsters. It's a great day. It's a great day, when bad guys start dying. Now, go a little further on. Mando's home. He's trying to relax with Grogu. He I don't know the name of the race, but he's got the little Babu Freak gang. And they're working on his Razor Crest. I was very disappointed because I was just like, why are you giving him a Razor Crest? Where the fuck is the Nubian? The Nubian was sick. It was chromed out. It was like a freaking hot rod, just a speedster. And you're giving him back the big bulky ship. Okay, whatever. I was a little pissed. And then he went home and the Nubian was right there. He didn't use it, so that pissed me off. That'll probably be Grogu's ship in the future. But, time will tell. But a bounty hunter is sent after Mando because Mando did not bring Rada back to his aunt and uncle. He released Rada. He called the gun runner and was just like, "Go enjoy your life, Rada. You are a good person." and Rada's just over here playing with Grogu, being all cute and adorable. And if you don't believe the big muscle bound death slug playing with the little freaking monster wasn't adorable, you're fucking wrong. It was, because Rada didn't have a childhood. He was always hunted. Always, he lived under Jabba the Hutt. He's under his dad's shadow, and somebody's always gonna want him dead to get at Jabba. And and so now Mando is brought back to Nal Hutta, the home planet of the Hutts, and now it's up to Grogu to save Mando. Rada's been captured, Mando's been captured. Grogu and his intrepid group of Babu freaks infiltrate the castle of the Hutts. And the funniest line of the fucking movie is dropped. You got Grogu and these little Babu freaks. They find their way into the building, and one of them just laughs, goes, "Haha, big pipe, huh?" And the theater's fucking dying just off of big pipe, huh? And it's great because half the time these little Babu freak things, you can't understand what they're saying, and then something comes in completely clear. As Z Money's gonna hate this analogy, but these little Babu freaks are minions. You don't understand what they're saying half the time, then you got like one clear line of dialogue. And Z Money hates the minions. I find them funny. But I'm a simple man to please. But they go in to rescue Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. And they're successful. But they came in a super tiny spaceship, and the Mandalorian has been poisoned. And now we get, what people say is the low point of the movie, which is a focus on Grogu, taking care of Mando. Luckily finding some swamp gator man, finding the cure for the poison. My favorite ride at Universal was the Minions, though. Yeah, it's a fun ride. Minions are fun. It would, speaking of the Minions ride at Universal, it replaced one of the best rides, which was Terminator 2. All I'm gonna say is the Minions replaced Terminator. So they've been trying to make us forget about AI and laugh at the little minions. Laugh at their funny little overalls and yellow skin. Don't think about the AI and how Skynet's gonna control us. But Grogu goes through a sequence and is able. They did, though. They did. Z-Money said the fart smelled like bananas for reals, and the Minions ride at Universal Studios Hollywood. But Grogu is able to cure the Mandalorian, is able to heal him, and purpose is given to that scene in a single line by the Mandalorian, by Din Djarin. The old take care of the young, and the young take care of the old. Mando, it kind of is that significant sign that Mando knows he's getting to a point where he cannot do what he's doing anymore. That he needs to train Grogu to get Grogu to be self-sufficient, because he's reaching the point where he may not be able to do this for Grogu anymore. Beautiful. And they go back to rescue Rada. And the first time the Mando's in the Hutts with the twins, they remove his helmet and they're like, haha, we shamed you. You're gonna have to live your life in shame. We know your creed, Mandalorian. And he's like, it's not gonna be a problem if I fucking kill you. I'll kill all of you. And foreshadowing. And they rescue Rada. They kill the other bounty hunter. Oh, they don't kill him. They don't. Actually, he gets away. But Rada causes the floor to collapse and drops his aunt and uncle into their own little pit to face their little serpent dragon thingy that poisoned Mando. And now that they're getting a taste of their own medicine as they're getting eaten. Delicious, delicious slugs. I like slugs. Are they worms? But they're killed. The New Republic comes, drop some bombs on that shit, blow up the now Hutta palace. And you saw when you go into the movie, there was a fuck ton of huts in there. They like every room had like 4 huts just all over each other doing drugs and debauchery. So they killed a lot of huts. They got out of there. One of my favorite characters from Rebels was in there. Zeb made an appearance. He was a little brief cameo in one of the sequel movies. You kind of just saw him at the bar. Dave Filoni, put himself in the movie. He's at the bar, and then he's flying an X-wing. Like, why not, right? You're massive. You're a massive Star Wars fan. You're in charge of it. Put yourself in the movie. Let you live your dreams. Fly that X-wing. But it ends. Grogu and Mando and Rada are saying goodbye. Rada is thinking about he's gonna join the New Republic, which foreshadowing means if he was on one of those 3 worlds, Rada is dead. So no, don't get me wrong. We have our Star Wars universe. We have our quote unquote established timeline. Shows like Andor, they're fun to watch, but I'll watch them super casually because I know where it's going. I know Cassian Andor is gonna die. He's gonna have that part, and then bam, Rogue One, he dies. Spoiler alert for an old movie. We're already in spoiler area, so whatever. The New Republic. Oh yeah, it's gonna turn everything around. They got blown up. They're dead. They're dead. The First Order exists. There's remnants of the New Republic and random resistance fighters. That fight Palpatine at a Starforge. But I did ask Z and I did ask Papa J if they had anything they wanted to say about the movie. I didn't get any response. They were too busy talking about games and how I want everything. That I want something that has everything, and then I want everything that has nothing. But what it sound like. But this is where I'm gonna leave you guys. Bulk's gonna head out. It's 8:30 at night. Everybody's getting a little tired. I just want to remind you guys one more time. Let's go over it one more time. Oh nope. I'm pulling a Z Money right now. Z Money messed with the Steam Deck and was just fucking through the scenes on Big Lip Radio. You gotta watch it. It's hilarious. Go to BigLipRadio.com. Subscribe for Lip Service. You can find NSFW show there if you don't want to watch it on YouTube. Look, I'm right there. Look at me. Bloop, 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 bloop. Get merch and get some slides. This merch will not exist for long because I will be sending Z Money this NSFW logo, this beautiful NSFW logo that we have. And it will hopefully be replacing this NSFW show. And hopefully here soon, hopefully before next week, I'll be getting a new intro that I can play when I'm by myself because, waiting for the Papa J and Z Money parts to go. It's kind of weird. And also, look on this extra. We got a movie generator. Let's go. Let me click in that movie generator. There's a movie minute review log room. What have we watched, guys? It's fucked up right now. But last movie we watched was Gattaca from 1997. Great movie. Look at that. 4.5. And look what we're watching next. Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser. One of my favorite actors. I love Brendan Fraser. He's always made me laugh as a kid. You know, and if you want to generate your own movie, you can come in here. Look, there's little action comedies, horror, sci-fi. Let's go ahead and click sci-fi. What are we watching? Wonder Woman from 1973. Oh, yeah. Rating for this is out of 10. 4.7 out of 10. Not the best movie according to some people. But if you're looking for something to watch, something to rent, you can come in here. Bam, completely random. Life of Brian. Oh, that actually is a good. Life of Brian is actually a really good movie. But also AWF Live / events. Get tickets to High Voltage in June. All American Grand Slam. Oh, at the end of June. I read that wrong in the beginning of the show. I read that as July. So, bam. All American Grand Slam is next month, right before the 4th of July. High Voltage. Awesome stuff. Last High Voltage, everybody got to watch that piece of shit, Rudy Rogers. I mean, walk the dog, fucking beat the brakes off of the Man in Black. But also, be the club. Get yourself some gear. BeTheClubLifestyle.com. Get yourself some golfing attire, some nice comfortable golf shirts, some golf joggers. Nice comfy golf hats. Be the Club. It is a United States base, I believe, out of Minnesota. And you can get yourself some nice golfing gear. You can buy online. Yes, look at that. Be the Club, $24. But let's we're gonna get on out of here, and what should we get out of here with? Let's go ahead with this one. I'm gonna let you see my face one more time. This has been Bulk with the internet's most family-friendly NSFW podcast. Nerd stuff and frickin' wrestling. Y'all have a good night. Peace.